passage way of people, and that are far away from their shade. And where do we usually find shades?
Under trees.
Under trees, next to buildings. So the Prophet says, safeguard yourself, Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi, from the two things that cause cursing. First of all, is cursing a preferred thing in Islam?
No.
Is it a preferred thing in Islam? No. The Prophet ﷺ told us that a believer does not curse and does not backbite. ليس المؤمن باللعان ولا بالطعان. The person that talks about others. This is a believer. If you compare this to our current situation, you would find that the only thing we're good at doing is cursing and swearing. This is not a believer's way of living. Now, nevertheless, the Prophet says, ﷺ, safeguard yourself from being cursed. And how do I safeguard myself from being cursed? He says that if you answer the call of nature in the passageway of people, or in their shades under a tree. If a person is passing by and steps on your on your things that you've done, 101 or 201, whatever you've done, the first thing that would rise to his mind is, God damn it, whoever did this. So it will go directly to you. And you deserve it, because you've made his way filthy and dirty. You had the whole world for you to answer the call of nature there. You only chose the passageway of people. You only chose their shades, especially in summer. If you're traveling or if you're moving from one place to the other and it's hot and you would like to sit and rest for about 10 minutes, and you pick a tree and go to the shade to sit, and you find this guy has defecated in. You curse that who did this. And this tells us that Islam tells you that you should keep cleanliness all the time. And it tells you to keep away from the things that harm people, that may cause them to be disgusted, or that may filth their clothing or their bodies. Fadi.
I have a question, sir. When the Prophet took the water containing leather, sallallahu, and the spear, he went away from the boy or from the other companion. He was not hiding behind a tree, or like how wasn't he seen? Like,
well,
if you can't go underneath a tree.
We don't know if he did it behind a tree or not. We know that he disappeared. So if he disappeared, this means that he went really far until they could not see him. And you can hide behind a rock, behind a hill, behind a place that is not related to, not necessarily a tree. And one reason for not allowing us to answer the call of nature under trees, because sometimes trees are fruitful, and you get fruits falling from a tree to the ground. And if it falls on the wrong place, nobody's going to use it, and then it's going to be a waste of something that is halal and for us to use. Does this answer your question? Okay, we go on to the following hadith.
Narrated by Jabir, may God be pleased with him. Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, when two people go together to relieve themselves, each one of them should conceal himself from the other, and do not talk, for Allah detests that.
Now, this hadith is not a strong hadith, it's a weak hadith. Yet, the meaning is correct in the sense that one of the manners of answering the call of nature is that you do not speak. Now, you are in this position for a very short period of time. You want to relieve yourself and move on. But if you go on and start chatting to the one next to you, this is not respectful. Especially if he's next to you in these public toilets nowadays, and he listens to what you do and you listen to what he does, and you start talking about finance, about politics and so on, though it's the right place to talk about politics, because politics stinks usually, but nevertheless, it's not permissible. It's not honorable for you to talk while answering the call of nature, except in case that it's a necessity, such as if you are answering the call of nature and one way or the other you see a child is about to fall from a building, or a child is about to, a blind man is about to fall into a well, or harm may happen to him, then you have to talk. It's okay to speak. But when you are answering the call of nature and the mobile rings and you start communicating and sending SMS messages, you are not there to stay. You have to relieve yourself and leave. As we said a couple of programs ago, toilets and bathrooms are occupied by the devils, the jinn. And that is why we supplicate. We say Bismillah to protect our awrah from them. And we also say A'udhu billah min al-khubth wal-khaba'ith. I seek refuge in Allah Azza wa Jal from the jinn, females and males. So it's not proper for a Muslim to go and sit there and chit-chat and read books or magazines like some people do. And it tells us that you should be discreet. Don't show yourself. Stay away as far as possible from the eyes and hearing, the sight and hearing of people when you are answering the call of nature. One would argue and say, this is natural. And because it's natural, you should conceal yourself. Now, once one in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ passed wind, and he made a sound. So the other companions laughed. And the Prophet ﷺ was very angry with him. He was very angry with them, not with him. What he did, nobody does this intentionally, of course, unless he is a moron. But normal people don't do it intentionally. So it was a mistake and it popped out. But the companions laughing, the Prophet was very angry with them, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, how come you laugh out of something that everyone does? So where is the catch? Why are you guys laughing? You shouldn't be laughing. This is something one should conceal and hide from others. If it came to be visible or audible, then you should ignore it. You should not comment on it, so that it would not make your personality down and would not make you humiliate each other by doing this. I'm afraid that this is all the time we have for today's program. And until we meet next time, fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.